Hi, welcome back to Plan V Works. I'm so glad you can join me here today. And for this month, we are going to have a pattern paper or pattern cardstock series where we will focus on using these pattern papers or pattern cardstocks and how you can use them in creating cards and other projects. Now, you can see here that I have several kinds of cardstock now, or pattern papers. Now you can see that all of these come in a lot of designs. There are ones that have glitter finish. There are some that have metallic finish. There's just so many designs. There are some packs that come with birthday designs. They're called birthday packs or celebrations. Some come in galaxy designs, and those are very pretty as well. Some have baking, florals, neutrals. There's just so many that you can choose from. And some of these pattern papers have a little bit of guides on top that can help you choose which pair would go nicely together. Some of these are back to back. That means you can use one or the other design and they will go nicely together. You can see this one has a suggestion on the very top on which pattern paper will go nicely with it. Now this one has a blank back, so there are also ones that have similar designs but quite different. This one is sideways plaid, this one is vertical and horizontal. But you can see that you can use either one because they have the same color palette. And so far what I love to use are these paper packs that have back-to-back designs, but the one in the back is coordinating with the other design. So you can use both papers and you can make sure that the color palette is matching and they're not too crazy even if they're very busy. You know, one is floral, one is polka dot, but it goes nicely together. Now these pattern cardstocks are in 12 by 12. Now you can see there's a foiling in there. It's very shiny and the design is much bigger, and you can use these for bigger projects. You can wrap things with it. You can cut it to 6 by 6 if you're going to use it for cards. Obviously there are a lot of ways that you can use all of these papers or cardstocks. This one is a pattern paper. You can see this is very flimsy, so it's hard to put this to use this with foam tape because the dimensions will not be very sturdy. So better as to use them as backgrounds, but the colors are just so beautiful as well. Now this is one of my favorites. Like again, like I said, it's back to back, but the colors coordinate with each other. You can see this baby pink is also on that purple floral background, so it's amazing how you can use these in different ways. And you can use white, you can use lavender purple or pastel, and it'll just go nicely together. Now the next step in creating cards or projects is choosing the card base that go with it. Now how do you do that? My trick is usually picking out one color from the busy pattern and using that as my card base color. You can see there's a little bit of mint green in there, there's a little bit of baby pink, and you can't go wrong with that because that will be complementing. Now, for example, this one is a little bright, so maybe using a brighter cardstock or a brighter card base would be better. So you can see it already complements the bright colors on that pattern paper set. Now, if you want to go pastels just to mute that brightness, you can do that as well, as long as you choose one color from that palette that coordinates with your card base. Look at that. I think that's so cute. And again, these are really, really bright. So if you use a pastel color, it will mute it down a little bit. Now this one is floral and it just looks so much cuter and daintier with a colored card panel. You can use a white one, you can't go wrong with that. But again, it just depends on the kind of effect you want to achieve. If you want to complement or focus on your pattern paper, obviously use a complementing card base to go with it, but you can't go wrong with white. Now you can see here that this is how I choose my pattern cardstock. So I put them right next to each other and then up against my card base, just like this. And I can imagine how I would want my design to be just by putting them together. Look how cute that lavender is next to that purple and pink. It just highlights the purple and the, I mean the yeah, the purple of the floral design there. It's just so lovely. And again, you can either make it pop by using white because the contrast is very high, or you can complement it using a lavender card base. Either one would work well, and that is the beauty of using all of these pattern papers or cardstocks, because there's so much that you can do with them. Again, there are so many designs that you can choose from, and it comes in packs. And if you are a little unsure how to put these papers together, you can find all these paper packs, and it has a guide too. Like this one, for example, if you don't have stickers or stamps, you can use these card pieces that come with a pack, and you can add that to your card as sentiments as well. And if you're a little unsure how to put all of them together, you can find inspiration online or design templates. Now, I know that kind of go against your creativity sometimes, but if it's your first time and you're a little unsure, there are a lot of resources online that you could use. This one is from Don Lewis, and next week we're going to try this out. This is a 6x6 template guide, and all you need is 6 sheets to make 11 cards without any waste. So we're going to try this next week. But right now I wanted to show you that these designs have measurements in them, as well as a guide on how to put them together and what will go well together. But for today, we are going to create a card just by using a sketch method. This is normally how I would do my cards. I would just grab a post-it or a scratch paper and just imagine how I would want my card to be. So first up, I am drawing my card base right here, obviously. And as you can see, I've decided to use that purple floral and polka dot design. Now I'm going with a lavender or a pastel purple card panel here because I think it's so lovely. Now, I decided I wanted something on the top and something on the bottom, just because, why not? Let's try it out. So I'm using this floral piece on top, maybe cut that to a third, and maybe use the lighter polka dot design on the bottom. Now again, you can cut this any way you want, but this is a very, very basic design that I think will, could go for many, many occasions, designs, or whatever resources you have, stickers or stamps or whatever materials you got. This is very simple and very easy, and this is why we're doing this kind of layout. Again, you can do many different ways with this, but just to start us up, this is the design that I wanted to do. I'm also going to use this stamp florals right here that I have on extra. These are excesses that I've had from previous projects. That's why I keep all of my scraps. I've also put the measurements of these cards right there on post-it, so you can pause this video to get them if that's what you wish, or you can try them on your own. And these are all the other materials we're going to need, or adhesives or foam tape or scissors. That's it. Now, I've already gone ahead and cut this piece to a third, or slightly a little bit over the third. And again, like I said, I'm going to use the darker floral design on top of my card panel here. Now, again, I cannot stress this enough. When you are working with pattern papers, do not throw anything away, because down to the last 1 by 1 inch square, you can use them for your design. Now again, what I love about these back-to-back designs is that you can use those 2 pieces left over there to make another card, and you can reverse the design. The bigger portion would be the polka dot, the lower part panel will be the floral. You can do whatever you want. So now I am just putting on my adhesive here just so I have less moving pieces and I can see my design coming together nicely. Go. Another thing you need to remember when working with pattern papers is finding a really good trimmer, because you need these edges straight and cut really nicely. There we go. I love how this is already coming along, and I can imagine how my florals are going to be and where they will be when I put them together. So I'm very excited. I'm just going to fuzzy cut that. I have dies that go with it, but I decided I want it down to the edge of the design. Now I can see here that this is about how I would want my card panel to look. So again, I'm going to put my white cardstock right there so I can put my sentiment. I have here my Simon Says stamp, So Talkative stamp set. It has so many cool sentiments that you could use in different sizes. So I'm going to use this one. For my sentiment, I'm going to use this one that says, everything is going to be okay. I think it's a really nice one to send out to somebody just to show them you care, or saying hello if they're going through something. So I'm just going to put my embossing powder there and heat set that for my sentiment. So I am just going to heat set that and have that embossed. Again, you don't have to do this. If you can do calligraphy, that's great. If you have stamps or stickers, you can do that as well. Now, since I don't have stickers and I'm very rough without practice in my calligraphy, I had to use my stamp and my sentiments there. As you can see, I'm just sticking down my card panel, and I am about 80% done with this card already. Just making sure that everything is straight before you settle on the placement here. And then the next step would be just to put your sentiment strip. And again, it nicely covers the divide on those two pattern papers. But in a lot of designs, you will see that you don't have to cover them, because that's how they're supposed to be. And I love how that looks as well. There we go, just adding up some adhesive here to put together. And then just by having that all ready to go, I can now decide on how I want my flower to be put to the flower's layout right here. So I decided to put some adhesive on some of the leaves and put some foam tape on the flower just to add a little bit more dimension to it. And as you can see, the card is already done. You can just add some glitters or some ribbon to this, and it's already finished. And that's how easy you can make a card, just by using pattern papers or pattern cardstocks. If you don't have a lot of stamps or inks or materials or tools that a lot of crafters use out there, go with pattern papers, because there's a lot of designs that you can choose from. Now you can add, again, more glitters or beads or embellishments to this, but for me, I always go ahead with my trusty glitter glue from the Dollar Tree, because I just love it. Now for next week, we are going to try that 6x6 template. So I wish that you guys would join me for that. And I bet that we're going to have so much fun just by doing that. It's a way to maximize using your pattern papers when creating these cards, and we're going to learn a whole lot from it together. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and it got inspired to create this card for yourself and try it out. And we'll see you again next week for another card series on pattern papers right here at Plan B Works, for more affordable crafting, resourceful hacks, easy techniques. And we'll see you guys again next time. Have a great day.